YouTube, what it do? It's your boy TWV, and I am back. It's been a long time since you've seen the glorious couch. It's been some upgrades, got some new speakers in the living room. Haven't changed the posters yet. I said in the previous video I was going to change the posters. I will change the posters this year. I don't know if I'm going to do 2025 posters because that's the only thing that's out, or I'm going to do 2026 posters. But I want to thank everybody that watched my Saturday night main event vlog. That is my first YouTube video that hit 1,000 views. Woo, we did it. But hey, man, I appreciate all the views, the likes. I think it is my most liked video so far. But of course, we got more on the way. And as a disclaimer, let's kick it off with some exciting news. TWV will be back in Las Vegas for WrestleMania 42. So same thing like last year. You're getting a vlog every single day. I'm going to try to be on top of it for sure and get the content out while I'm there during the entire weekend. No mishaps like last time where I had a couple technical difficulties and got behind a couple videos. But I will be there with my homie Stavi, aka Queen of the Fall. Her information is right here. We did a couple collab videos during SummerSlam weekend, so we both will be taking a part of each other's vlogs. But with that being said, it is time to get into TWV's top 10 matches of 2025. But to kick it off, I got to do some honorable mentions. No order for the honorable mentions. But my first one is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Even though the ending sucked for WrestleMania 41 because of the Travis Scott incident, it is a honorable mention to me because, as y'all know, you see the hat, John Cena. You see the T-shirt too. John Cena is my favorite wrestler. It's been my favorite wrestler since a kid. Photo right here. But it was just cool to see my childhood hero break Ric Flair's record and be there live. So that's something I'll never forget, even though the ending of the match sucked. But you get what I'm saying. So that's honorable mention number one. We're going to jump down to honorable mention number two, which is Toni Storm versus Mariah May at AEW Revolution. I don't speak a lot about AEW on this account. Not saying I don't like AEW, but I only predominantly watch their pay-per-views. I am not a week-to-week fan, kind of. I do know I miss out on a lot of great wrestling. I do keep up with the storylines through just Twitter. So like if I could just run off a couple of wrestlers that I like at AEW, Swerve, of course, I've been a big Swerve fan since NXT. Jay White, I'm a big New Japan guy. John Moxley was, of course, in WWE. Dean Ambrose, Takeshita, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Okada. They have a lot of great talent over there. MJF, of course. Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy. I can name a bunch. Of course, a lot of women wrestlers over there I like too. Willow Nightingale, of course, is my favorite. And then the CEO, Mercedes Moné, of course, she was a WWE legend before she, left and went and did other things, seen greener pastures and brighter pastures. And she was the belt collector over there for a while, but now she's going on a downhill spiral. But that is my second honorable mention. I did love everything with Toni Storm and Mariah May's match. My only gripe about the match, it should have closed the show. If you did watch that AEW Revolution pay-per-view from last year, like that was one of the best women's hardcore street fight. They called it a Hollywood finale or Hollywood ending. So that should have ended the show. It should have been the ending of the show. That was my only gripe against it. But if you have not seen it, watch it. And my next honorable mention would be from WrestleMania 41 again, and that would be Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. My Dominic Mysterio stocks cashed in so hard this year, and there's another Dominic Mysterio match on my top 10, and it's going to shock you where I place this match up against the other matches I do have on my list per se. But this is just personally my favorite because I've watched Dom literally from the SummerSlam match in 2020 with Seth Rollins, where he debuted in a street fight, to where he has become now. So I'm a huge Dominic Mysterio fan. We all loved Rey Mysterio growing up. So for him to jump into that water and find his own path in WWE, find his own identity, shedded the Rey Mysterio son thing. Definitely proud of him. You'll never see this, but I'm a huge Dominic Mysterio guy. So his match at WrestleMania 41 when he won the belt, to be there live. Also, great moment. Especially like when he wins the belt and he's going up the ramp, and I don't know if somebody tells him to run back down, so he runs back down in the arena. You can see Finn like, dude, what are you doing? Like when he runs past, when they show it on the jumbotron, and he runs back, and arguably Dom had the loudest pop of that weekend outside of either Jay winning the world heavyweight title and Seth Rollins turning on not Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman turning on CM Punk and Roman Reigns and doing the double cross and aligning with Seth Rollins in the main event. But yeah, man, I'm missing one. And my final honorable mention is going to be Saturday night main event, because as you know, in the vlog, I was there live. I was in Washington, D.C. I was able to see my favorite wrestler finish out his career in my backyard, essentially in my hometown. If y'all do not know, I'm from Maryland. I do currently reside in Virginia, but DMV is all the same thing essentially. So for him to be in my backyard and me being able to go see it, and I had a great view of it. The ending, we're going to talk about the ending right here for a little bit. The ending sucked as a diehard John Cena fan, but as a wrestling fan that understands the nuances of the business, this is how John wanted to go out. My only gripe was, if you go out on your back, you wasn't supposed to give up. Like, that's what really made me mad. He gave up. Like, that little pat was, but it was just like, all right, he had enough. That's all the gas he had in the tank. Like, I would have liked him getting put to sleep. I could have lived with that. Like, I had to literally, Stavi, Queen of the Fall, me and her was on the phone for an hour, like, when I was coming from the event, about how mad we were in the ending. But once I slept on it the next day, everybody broke it down on Twitter. Of course, I see other, viewpoints and things like that. And I'm just like, that's how he wanted to go out. So I understand it. So Daniel Bryan did this too. When he lost the belt to Jon Moxley in AEW, they mangled him and put a plastic bag over his head and had him pass out. So, hey, man, sometimes you just pick your way to go out and you kind of, put your art into the world and you see how it goes. So, with that being said, let's jump into the top 10 list. So, my first match, technically, which will be number 10, is Javon Evans versus Obafemi at NXT Heatwave. And this was a banger of a match. All these matches are bangers in my personal opinion. This video did have to come out late because I did have to figure out how I was going to categorize these, because top 10 lists are very subjective, and if you jump in the comments, you drop your top 10 when you see this video of your favorite matches of last year. I'd love to discuss the matches, of course. But Javon and Obo on here twice because they have great chemistry, and that big man, little man, like, dynamic. Even though Javon is Oba's height, he's not Oba's size. And just the two different styles of Javon being a high flyer and Oba being a powerhouse, like, it just meshes so well. And every time they step into the ring, they make magic. Like, I've been a huge Javon Evans fan since he signed with WWE. Same thing with Obafemi. Like, when Obafemi gets to the main roster, I'm assuming after he drops the belt to Leon Slater, I want to say this week, if he drops the belt to Leon Slater, this week on NXT, video will be out for that. I'm back dropping, my review videos this week as well. A little disclaimer. But I can't wait for Oba to get to the main roster. Javon has been bouncing between SmackDown and Raw, just popping up in backstage segments, having matches on Raw. Like, this past week SmackDown, I was busy, but I seen highlights. Like, they really did refresh the show for them to be starting that 3-hour era again. So I seen Trick Williams was up there. I seen my boy Mello was defending the U.S. champion. The Mello stocks have cashed in as well. It was a good show overall. But back to the match, like, the ending of Javon versus Oba was so insane. Oba launched Javon from the ring onto the announce table, and then came back and hit him with the fall from grace. But Javon Evans, like, had everybody in that room and me watching from home believing that he could win the NXT championship. That would be my only gripe with Javon Evans' NXT career. If he gets called up and he can't win the belt, it will give me a little bit of a stain like Bianca Belair. But of course he will go on to do great things on the main roster. But it's like, I feel like he should stay down there a little bit longer, maybe through stand and deliver season with the belt, and then come up after he would drop it, starting like the spring summer side of wrestling, like post WrestleMania side. I would like him to get called up then. But yes, if you have not seen this match, I'm going to say this about all these matches, go check it out. And match number 9 on my top 10 list will be Javon Evans versus Obafemi versus Trick Williams at NXT Stand and Deliver. And man, this was an amazing match. Obafemi in triple threat matches does not miss. Obafemi in multi-man matches and Javon Evans in multi-man matches. And I would say Trick Williams in multi-man matches do not miss. They have all had really great multi-man matches. Trick Williams had an amazing Iron Survivor a couple years ago. Javon had this one. Javon had another one in Triple A. Like, Javon's just a special talent. He can do tag team, he can do singles, he can do multi-man. He does it all. Like, the Javon Evans stocks are going to keep rising and rising, because I want to say at the time of recording, I may be wrong, he's either 21 or 22. If I am incorrect, I will correct it right here. But he's such a special talent to be so young. Like, I'm 27, and for him to be 21, 22 and be that physically gifted athletically is so amazing, and I cannot wait to just see the rest of his career. I feel like if pushed in the right direction, he could possibly break Randy's record in the next year. That's if we getting crazy with it, crazy speculation. But same thing with Trick Williams. I think Trick Williams will be a world champ. I don't know if in the next year, but Trick Williams is just superstar level talent. Obafemi, same thing, superstar level talent. I feel like with Javon, he could win a IC United States title, work his way up. But Trick and Oba, when they touch the main roster, they shouldn't see a United States to Intercontinental Championship. Put those guys in the main event and just let them swim. The main event does need a refresh on both sides. So having these two levels of star power on each brand would definitely be refreshing. But this match was really dope as well. It was a lot of great spots. At one point, I think Oba, I got to go back through my WrestleMania 41 videos, but I think Oba powerbombed somebody through the announce table during this match. Like, it got crazy. Javon was, jumping out of the ring, flying around. Trick Williams was just jumping from the top rope. They were doing it big to wrap up Stand and Deliver. And for us that were in Vegas to get up at, I think I got up that day, I want to say at 6:45, 7 o'clock to, go get breakfast and get to the show by 9:30. For them to have to get up that early, I seen the thing on Twitter where the talent had to be there at like 5 a.m. So for them to be there all morning, like from the ass crack of dawn, essentially, and everybody put on a fantastic match at Stand and Deliver. Like, Stand and Deliver, if I did like do top 10 pay-per-views or PLEs, whatever you want to call it, like Stand and Deliver would definitely be, I want to look back, maybe in the top 5, because top to bottom, every single match was fantastic. I enjoyed all of them. But this match was definitely a banger. Like I said, if you have not seen it, check it out, and let's get to the next one. So number 7 would be Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match at AEW Revolution. And oh my, like I said, I do not talk about AEW, but Will Ospreay is easily in the debate for best wrestler in the world. The things that guy does inside of a ring and with the fluidity is impeccable. Like, you need to go watch Ospreay versus Daniel Bryan. You need to watch Ospreay versus Kenny Omega at Forbidden Door. Like, you need to watch Ospreay versus Swerve. Like, just his AEW catalog alone is so insane. And I had the pleasure of seeing Will Ospreay live at New Japan Capital Collision in DC. I want to say in 2021, maybe 2022. It was a fatal 4-way with Juice Robinson, Moxley, Ospreay, and I want to say Tanahashi. I think Tanahashi was the 4th person. But yeah, man, it was an amazing match. One of the best 4-ways I've seen in person. Like, I speak highly of that match to this day. And it was like a live event match, but it was really great. They went out there and gave it their all. But the proto star, Kyle Fletcher as well. Like, Kyle Fletcher stocks are rising as well. Like, I've always been keeping an eye on him. Like I said, even though I don't watch AEW Weekly, like, Kyle Fletcher's name is always ringing bells, like, throughout the internet. And, people are raving and raving about him. I was a United Empire fan when they were over in New Japan. When they were with Great O'Connor and all of them. So to see Kyle break out into his own superstar, and I want to say Kyle's 25, 26 at the most. I might be wrong. Maybe older than me. If I'm wrong, age will be right here. But yeah, man, they had an amazing match. The craziest part of the match is when Ospreay, I want to say, did a Spanish fly off the top of the cage. Like, it was insane. Will Ospreay's a psychopath. The things he does in that ring are phenomenal, but psychopathic at the same time. Like, I'm not going to put him on Darby Allin tier. If you know about Darby Allin. Darby Allin breaks through wrestling and transcends wrestling and gets into the mainstream for the crazy things that he does in professional wrestling. But this was an amazing match as well. I want to say one of the best steel cage matches outside of Cody diving off the top of it against Wardlow when he was in AEW. But man, go check it out. It was a great one. But let's get to the next one. Match number 6 on my top 10 list would be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam in their street fight. And this easily would be the best match that John Cena had on his retirement run, because he knew this was his final big PLE. Like, there's the big four, if as you know, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, but technically it's really a big 2 because WrestleMania and SummerSlam are the only 2 pay-per-views that are 2 days right now. I've been hearing rumblings for like the last year or 2 years. Royal Rumble's supposed to go to 2 days. I don't know how I feel about that, but these 2 stand alone. Like, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl, and then SummerSlam is like the baby Super Bowl of like the summer, I guess. It would be All-Star Weekend, I guess, if you want to put it in those terms. But Cena went out there with a point to prove, and it was the best match that I've seen of John Cena's career on the later half. Because if you watch any of my videos, John Cena's best match, in my personal opinion, besides the AJ Styles ones, I watched the AJ Styles ones, those are phenomenal, but the one match that I can pinpoint back to in my childhood that made me like, I've been a John Cena guy since 2005 2006, but the match that I was like, oh yeah, he's the one, him versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23. That is the greatest John Cena WrestleMania match of all time, and I will die on that hill. But this match was phenomenal. Like, they had everything. Like, they did it all. They were in the ring, they were out the ring, they were fighting through the crowd. At one point, Cena picked up Cody and came up to Cody Vader and then did an AA. Like, they were just they just went out there and had fun for real. Like, the night before John became a good guy again and the crowd ate it up, we were all for it. Like, that's our GOAT. Like, we're not gonna boo. Like, we booed him for the heel turn, but we was just like, it's John. Like, we booed because we had to boo. Like, we were all like still grinning like, oh my gosh, it's John Cena. Like, John Cena sucks. Like, you got the crowd in the palm of your hand. That's how you know they love you. Like, we could boo you, it's still like, we kind of want John to win, even though he was the bad guy. Like, yeah, man. Aura, but this is I don't want to say this is Cody's best match because I was there for WrestleMania 40 and to see him win the belt in Philly, and then I watched that Hell in a Cell match with Seth. I did watch the Crown Jewel match too. That was a great match. Like, Cody's had a lot of good matches. That ladder match with Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble to start the year was insane as well. Quick honorable mention right there. Sorry, I definitely forgot about that match until I started talking about it right now. But that was a great match. That ladder match was insane. And hopefully it didn't end KO's career, because the match right after that with KO and Sammy also probably could have ended his career. Oh my gosh, I forgot. See, I'm remember matches while I'm talking about this, guys. So that's another honorable mention. So I'm up to 6 honorable mentions right now. There's a lot of wrestling this year I watched, and it's you forget things. But let's get to the next match. The next match on the list will be Io versus Rhea Ripley at Evolution 2. And this match was a banger. And it could easily be my favorite women's match of the year if these two did not participate in the triple threat match from WrestleMania 41. So I have to put it at 1B technically. This would be 1B, even though it's tiered on the list as a, you know what I'm saying? But this match was phenomenal. Io Sky is the best women's professional wrestler in WWE. Rhea Ripley, just overall package-wise, will be number 1. But talent-wise, Io's definitely number 1. She can wrestle circles around anybody. She can make anybody look good. Even though she hasn't had bad opponents, but she can make anybody look good. That's how talented she is. Rhea Ripley is a phenomenal talent as well. Like I said, this match was so great. A lot of high-paced action, a lot of back and forths. I liked when Jessica Carr reffed it when she got knocked out. They went and brawled through the crowd. Io jumped off of I don't know, a box or something kind of crazy. Like it was amazing. And then when both of them got back in the ring and they're both out, and then Naomi music hit and the pop in that arena, man, it was so crazy. And to see Naomi win was so amazing. She had not won a title in so long. We are big Naomi fans over here. I've been a Naomi fan since the glow title belt. Like Naomi's been down since day one. Like, so for her to get her moment, I loved everything about it. Oh my gosh. Another honorable mention, the triple threat match between Io, Rhea, and Naomi at SummerSlam was really great as well. Like, I'm thinking, it's too much wrestling you watch. You watch 52 weeks a year. You watch so many matches. You gotta condense the list down to 10 when you have absorbed so much content and so many great matches. Like, now, what honorable mention tracker at this point. So I don't know where we're at while I'm recording. I didn't lost count, but it'll be corrected up here. But amazing match. Naomi got her big moment. I was so happy for her, ecstatic for it. But let's get to the next one. The next match on the list is Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita at AEW Revolution. Oh my. This was Kenny Omega coming back from almost dying from diverticulitis. And I want to say he lost a good percentage of his intestines. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But man, this is when Konosuke Takeshita was on a tear. Like, he was becoming like that guy between AEW and New Japan. I think at this time he was the Continental Champion. I think they were fighting for the Continental Championship belt. This was early, I want to say March of 2025. But man, it was an amazing match. Kenny Omega showed that he still had some gas in the tank. I don't think he's New Japan levels anymore, but he can still go out there depending on, who's across the ring from him and give you a 5-star classic. And this is definitely a 5-star classic. All 10 of these matches are certified TWV certified 5-star bangers. Like, that's why they're in the top 10. But man, this match had everything. The back and forth, the in-ring grabs were immaculate. Like, it was otherworldly. Like, it was an out-of-body experience watching these two phenomenal talents and phenomenal athletes go at it inside of the squared circle. And it would be higher on the list if it wasn't other phenomenal matches, from my personal opinion, above them. And a slight bias when we get to number one, but we'll circle back and y'all will understand why. Kind of explained it already if you're paying attention. But once we get there, you'll be like, I see what he was talking about. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's probably on YouTube by now. Amazing match. Let's get to the next one. The next match would be John Cena versus AJ Styles at Clash in Paris. And man, this would be Cena's second best match on the retirement run. And it would be really 1B. It's not like this is 1, this is 2. They were equally like good. Street Fighter had a stipulation, so if you watch any of my videos, I'm a stipulation junkie. So I lean more toward the stipulations because you can do a little bit more. But they turned back the clock, and you'd have thought it was the face that runs the place, TNA AJ Styles versus, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect. And the fact that this match wasn't even going to happen and Cena and Styles kind of dropped their nuts on the retirement tour was like, we have to face each other. And then the introduction that Cena had wrote for AJ was a beautiful touch, because at a time in my life, I was a huge TNA fan. So I loved AJ Styles. I had the TNA video games like Samoa Joe, Consequences Creed before he was Xavier Woods, Suicide, Homicide and Hernandez, LAX. Like, the Hardys were over there. Christian was over there. Like, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner was over there. Scott Hall was over there. Booker T was over there. TNA had Sting was over there. Like, Kurt Angle was over there. Like, TNA had them guys when they were, if you know, Spike TV 54 on Verizon Files in the late 2000s, early 2010s. They had WWE in the chokehold. If you ask me, like, as a kid, like, TNA had them guys. Like, I was tapped in. Like, Jay Lethal, man, they had some guys, but man, AJ Styles is a generational talent, and I will be ecstatic to be at his last WrestleMania. I'm checking off a lot of childhood Mount Rushmore moments. Like I get to travel to any wrestling event I want within reason. Like if it's not insane, like I won't be at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. Like not gonna make that one. But anything in the States, before I have a child, oh, I'm there. but they turned back the clock, like I said, and you'd have thought this was, 2017, 2018 when they were feuding again. Like, they were all gas, no breaks. AJ Styles came out with the old TNA gear, with the short, like, trunks. Like, he didn't do the pants, and, man, like, it was a great match, man. It was a great match. So this is definitely one of my favorite matches on the CNN retirement tour as well. But with that being said, let's get to the next one. The next two matches are back-to-back from WrestleMania 41. So the first one would be Io, Rhea, and Bianca. This is number 3 on the top 10 list. And this match, it should have closed the show. That's how good it was. But on night 2, Cena and Cody were closing the show, so they could not close the show. But they set the tone for the night spectacular. They set the tone spectacular. All 3 of those women went out there with a chip on their shoulder, like, hey, we should have co-main event, or we should have main evented, and they brought the house down. They had the crowd on their feet. They were giving it their all. And like I said, Io Sky is the best women's professional wrestler in the world. Bianca Belair could make a case for number 2. She's phenomenal as well. Rhea, they're just essentially in a death triangle, trying to one up each other. Bianca has been hurt this past year, so after WrestleMania, I would say it's a down year for her because she did not get to perform because of her injury with her finger. I do hope and wish that speedy recovery if she does make it. Right now, spoiler prediction, pre-road to WrestleMania season, because we're about to kick that off on Monday, of course, with the tomorrow, which will be today when the video gets posted. Oh my gosh, I'm fumbling over my words. But this will be that's who I want to win the Royal Rumble. If Bianca could come back and win the Royal Rumble, that would make me extremely happy. I do want to see her win the world title. I would like to see her challenge Jade, so Jade will have to hold the belt till WrestleMania, because that is the match that I would love to see. Jade already got the Naomi match. Now she needs to get the Bianca match. And boy, they teased it when Jade came to the WWE a couple years ago in the Royal Rumble. They stared each other down like, fuck it, let's do it. But yeah, man, they tore the house down, and the ending of this match was so insane. Like, Rhea thought she had the pin, and then boom, Io flew out of nowhere and just landed on her, and boom, she had to roll out the way, and she ended up pinning Bianca, or vice versa. I don't remember who took the pin, because I haven't watched the match back since WrestleMania. Like, I'm real and raw remembering these matches. I did not rewatch anything. I really fumbling over my words like crazy. I'm going off the mental. I feel like that's what make my list as authentic as possible, because rewatching it will have recency bias. So I'm going off of how I initially felt physically being there for WrestleMania. But that is number 3. Let's jump to number 2 on the list. Number 2 on the list is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. And this build to this match, a lot of people on the internet hated it, but I really liked it. I think they turned up the gas like the last 2 to 3 weeks heading into WrestleMania. They really turned the gas up on it. But I like that they did the Royal Rumble callback, and when Seth stomped on Punk and Roman, and they built a story to that. It was a lot of pivots supposedly for WrestleMania 41 in the Unreal. I have yet to watch Unreal Season 1. Everybody keeps telling me I need to watch it. Even people that weren't wrestling fans telling me it's really good. So I may be late to the party and do an Unreal review. Yeah, let me know in the comments if y'all want to see that. But it was a great match, man. I liked Roman's entrance the best, kind of, because of how the pictures came down, and when he was walking down by himself, like, it showed all the members of the bloodline, and then like it was one image of like him standing, and his father like was in the background of him, because his father did pass away last year. So that was pretty dope. Really good moment. The craziest entrance though is weird because I liked all three entrances, but Punk's like promo package into the entrance. I'll clip some here, so I mean I can only clip so much because it'll get taken down. So here, and the whole arena was singing "The Fire It Burns." Like that's motion because Punk hasn't had that song in easily a decade. Like, but the fact that everybody in that building knew that song, even on my darkest days, my fire burns always. Man, that shit brought me back to my childhood, man. Like, the Cult of Personality is a banger, but if you know, you know. If you're a real CM Punk fan, real ball knower, that Fire That Burns was like that. And Seth, of course, had the fire entrance just because I'm a fan of the wrestling theatrics. So for his like coat to go from dark to light, that was tough. And it was I guess foreshadowing, to wrap the matchup of the double cross. I guess he went reverse. He went from the light to the dark, but when he came down, he went from the dark to the light. So just some reverse psychology. I'm probably thinking into it too much, but that's just me being a wrestling fan. But man, that match was amazing. They were all over the place. Seth wanted to do the Shield powerbomb, and Roman shut that down. They were brawling around the arena, throwing trash cans at each other. Like, it was wild. It was wild. But the wildest moment was the double cross by Paul Heyman. The double Heyman cross was insane. Like, he low blow Roman, then he low blow Punk, and then he gave Seth the steel chair, and Seth stomped both of them. Seth's a demon for wrestling in Balenci, them big Balencis. Those were crazy. Like Seth Rollins is a real ball knower when it comes to his sneaker game. He knows how to be in the know for sneakers and how to trend outside of wrestling. Like I want to say at Money in the Bank, I don't know if he was in the Money in the Bank match this year or last year. He wore foam posits. I want to say at Elimination Chamber, he wore Galaxy foam posits. I want to say Seth be tapped in. Whoever's styling him like sneaker wise to go with his gear, he be tapped in sometimes. Like I like that. But to finish the list, let's get to number one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have got to the number one match, in my opinion, of 2025. And here comes the bias because it is Dominic Mysterio versus El Vikingo at WWE X AAA Worlds Collide when Dominic Mysterio won the AAA Mega Championship. And like I said earlier, Dom is pretty much one of my favorite wrestlers of the younger generation. Of course, I'm a Cody fan, a Roman fan, a Seth fan, a Punk fan. Like, it's wrestling. You can be a fan of everybody. You don't just have to pick one guy. And like, it's too many people. Like, that's weird. Like, not weird, but it's not like sports. Like, for sports, I'm a Steelers fan. For basketball, I'm a Pistons fan. Like, you can only kind of pick one team in those sports. But wrestling is so broad, you can kind of like everybody or dislike a lot of people. Like, that's the right you get. So, I'm a huge Dom fan, as y'all know. Like, this is my number one moment of the year, match of the year, and moment of the year because of him winning the belt, his dad putting the belt around him. Like, Dom's dad putting the belt around him was my screensaver on my phone for a very long time. So I'm about to go back to it and show y'all. Like, this was my screensaver for a very long time on my phone. Like, that's how, I don't know Dom from a can of paint, but that's how much I was invested into the Dominic Mysterio character since he's came to the WWE. So for him to win 2 championships and be a double champ between 2 promotions is an amazing thing for him. Like, Dom stocks are through the roof. Like, come on, man. Like, what bigger moment than to win the AAA championship and, for his culture, and then, he's a heel, but that moment of your dad wrapping that belt around your waist, like, I'm the man. Like, and he talks that shit like he's the greatest Mysterio ever. And I will tell you, he's the greatest Mysterio ever. No smut on Rey Mysterio's name or legacy. We love Rey. But Dirty Dom is that guy. Dirty Dom has been that guy. And Dirty Dom has been that guy for a long time. Dirty Dom became that guy at WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles. That's when I think the Dom stocks kind of caught on for the rest of the world wrestling community, because Dom had the best WrestleMania entrance at WrestleMania 39. Like, that was so far. He came out of the police van, and he got escorted by the fake police to the ring, had to get unhandcuffed. Like, I'm gonna put it right here. That was fire. Like, that was fire. Like, hopefully I can play the clip long enough, but that was fire, man. But yeah, Dom had a great year, man, and that's who I will give my number one spot to, man, because him and El Viking Hingo had an amazing match. I do wish El Viking Hingo, because of the deal, or no, WWE bought Triple A, so I wish he would show up more on WWE televised show, but I think they're trying to have a Triple A roster and then a actual WWE roster, which makes sense. I don't have no problem with it. Sometimes I would like them to blur the lines. Like, I guess when they do Worlds Collide, that's when they're blurring the lines, but they just throw matches out there. Like, they don't kind of build storylines between WWE and Triple A, even though they're kind of the same thing. Like, but hey, who am I? But with that being said, it's your boy TWV, checking in and checking out. And we'll be back at it tomorrow with the Monday Night Raw recap. We're back, baby. The road to WrestleMania season has begun. Peace.